Welcome into the house, and it is 2 p.m. My name is Linda Susie. It is the Whistle Time Friday edition because why not? It is a Friday edition. Should I say it is a weekend? I don't know, probably. But a weekend starts for some other people on Fridays. Meanwhile, for others, it kickstarts on Saturdays. I am Elon Striker in the house today, and basically, of course, we have a lot to discuss for you today, starting from local stories to there is national stories, and then, of course, we get to close the hour with international stories in all genres of sports. But first, wait, does genre apply to sports or to music? I don't know. It depends on which schools you went to and who your English teachers were. Of course, starting locally here, I want to start with the fourth league division games at there is the grassroots in here. Remember, fourth league division games, of course, have basically come close up. They have come to one end in there is a Rua City, and of course most of the various regions, even the Madisa region already closed theirs, Rua district already closed theirs. I've seen Terego, there is Koboko, and the rest of the people have equally, they are equally also closing up. So basically a lot is going down in there is within the fourth league division games. There are certain teams, basically now I am looking at Arua City, there are certain teams that actually didn't finish in there is the season. They definitely, of course, withdrew somehow. The reasons why they did that is best known to themselves. And remember, fourth league division games, I will be giving to you, of course, some of the teams that featured in fourth league division games over Arua City. And we had about 16 teams. In the fourth league division games, we had about 16 teams, and these 16 teams were divided into two. There was Northern Zone and Southern Zone. And then in Southern Zone, we had teams like Arua Airfield, we had Nyaya Joko, we had Nyafio, we had Bizadi, we had Kolokolo, we had Ombachi, Idiofe, and Tanganyika. And then in there is the Northern Zone, we had Daystar, Mvara Boys, Muni Soccer Club, we had Ragame Football Club, Tiger Stars, we had Niva Football Club, Leo, and Mission Foundation. So these teams have actually been taking it down through the season over there is 2023-2024 fourth league division games in there. And the games went in, first round closed in very well. It didn't go well for some teams. We did also see certain teams not featuring in there is the first league, the first round of the fourth league division games. Reasons best known to themselves. Others were due to financial constraints. Others, of course, were due to license issues here and then, all that. But then surprisingly, Mvara Boys that actually didn't play in a first round featured in second round, and they did beat all these other teams that featured in first round. And remember, Mvara, or surprisingly, Mvara finishes in position number 2. The other day they played their finals, of course, with Daystar. And this whole thing now narrows down to, of course, the teams that finish in position number 1 and number 2 get to play themselves to ascertain a final winner that then comes up to play the winner of the other zone. The winner of Northern Zone comes down to play the winner of Southern Zone to ascertain the overall winner. And then there is the classification games that also go down on the same day of the finals to ascertain who finishes in position number 3 over the both zones, so that these people can jointly go into the zonals and play to see to it that those that actually emerge winners from the zonals get to cross over to regional league in there. I will also be coming to talk about there is the regional league a little bit later as the minutes roll by. So basically, in the table standings of the overall games within fourth league division games over Rua City, did see in one zone, Daystar, of course, finished in position number 1 with, of course, 26 points. And then Vara Boys finished in position number 2. Vara Boys, remember, they didn't play. There is a first round. They came in second round. What would happen if they played the second round? Remember, they only played 6 games in second round and were able to accumulate a total points of 22. what would happen if they had played there is a first round. They finished in position number 2 and played 6 games. No, they played 11 games and won 6, drew 4, and lost 1. They were able to, of course, accumulate 22 points. And then Muni Soccer Club finished in position number 3, and Ragem finished in position number 4, and then Tiger Stars is in position number 5 with 16 points, and then Niva and Leo get to finish in position number 6 and 7 with 12 points, and then Mission Foundation finishes in the red zone, of course, with points of 11. And then remember, the club that finishes in position number last is relegated. You go and start afresh from a 5th league division games. It's quite a very long ladder to climb, right? Which means every other club out there that gets to the opportunity to play in the next big tie of football, or the next big league, the bigger league compared to the one you have previously been playing, you shouldn't play. You should take in all your games seriously, so that when you go there, you don't sink behind, you don't reverse, you don't now apply the reverse gear. Instead, you accelerate and push forward to there is the league there is ahead of you. Remember, in this zone, where we had Daystar, Vara, Muni, Ragem, Tiger Stars, and Niva, Leo, and Mission Foundation, there were a lot of abnormalities. One, Vara didn't feature in a first round. Secondly, they came in second round and finished in position number 2. And then Leo started very well. They played, by the way, 10 games in first round and a few games in second round, and then withdrew due to financial constraints, and they did not continue and finish up to the result at the end of the season. Remember, for Leo Football Club, it's quite absurd that they are into this. Remember, this is a side that has finished as champions, overall champions, in the 2 years or the 2 seasons that they have featured in there is a 4th league division games, and they have crossed to zones twice. And as they have always crossed into the zones, they always have the same issues, they always have the same problems of being eliminated halfway over there is the halfway over the zones due to fielding ineligible players in there. That was the first mistake they did in the first time they crossed into there is the zones, and then it's the same mistake that also they did as they crossed to the second time over the zones in the second season. So basically, this was going to be the 3rd season for Leo Football Club, but then they did not equally also finish in the season in there. We did see them withdraw halfway, reasons best known to themselves, but according to me and my findings, I realized that these people actually did withdraw due to financial constraints. So what happens to the players that were at St. Leo, I mean at Leo Football Club? What happens to the management? What happens to every other stakeholder that was partnering with Leo Football Club? It's very traumatizing, especially for there is the young talents that are in there. So football managers, please, let's not frustrate young boys that come through to showcase, that come through to try in their luck in the various clubs that we own. We should be able to see that we push these boys. We should push these boys and really give them the platform to showcase there is their talent. We should literally support them morally, financially, physically, mentally, and even while they are showcasing in their talent down there. So basically, that is that. It was quite a very bad one for there is a Leo Football Club. That was the other zone. So crossing over to one zone, this is now southern zone, because the other was a northern zone that had a lot of abnormalities. In there is in southern zone, we had also 8 teams that featured in where we had Rua Airfield, we had Nyaya Jiako, we had Nyafio Football Club, Abizadi, Kolo Kolo Football Club, Ombachi Football Club, Idiofe, and Tanganyika. In this all, if you have been following the criteria, I've read this through, you definitely know that these are the table standings. Each club I've mentioned comes in the position that I used for mentioning it. But basically, we'll also look down at how the different teams, of course, finished in their season, 4th league season 2023-2024. In position 1, we had Airfield that, of course, played 14 games. They won 12 of their 14 games and drew 2, meaning they were able to accumulate there is a 38 points to their names. And basically, this is quite a very huge one to there is Airfield. They had an unbeaten run in there throughout the season from game number 1 up to the last game. The last game they had at home was actually where they played a draw from, where we had a position number 1 playing in position number 2. It was a derby because the two teams, there is Arua Airfield and Nyaya Jiako, they use the same football pitch. There is a Jiako Primary Playgrounds is the home for both teams. There is a Nyaya Jiako Football Club and Arua Airfield. So basically they played in there, and Nyaya sits in position number 2, and then Anyafio sits in position number 3, Abizadi sits in position number 4, Kolokolo Football Club sits in position number 5, and then Ombachi Football Club sits in position number 6, and Idiofe Football Club sits in position number 7, and lastly in that table standings for Southern Zone 4th League Division games, we have Tanganyika that actually sits in the very last position there. Remember, Tanganyika has a game, by the way, tomorrow in Barifa. They will be having their last game. Tanganyika will be playing a game in Barifa tomorrow. So basically, all of you that are Tanganyika fans, wherever you're catching us from, mostly Tanganyika fans are around Jiako there, like this up to Airfield. So basically, if you're a Tanganyika fan out there and you're listening to me, you should be able to come through and of course support your team tomorrow at Barifa Stadium down here where the trees are. Should I say adjacent to National TV? No, it's not adjacent, it is the other side. If you basically understand in Arua City so well, if you're a native of Arua City, you will of course be able to get to know where Barifa is. And then coming to there is a 4th division 2nd league. Of course, there are a few fixtures that have remained, 1-1 fixtures that have remained for a few teams, whereas others have finished in theirs. They know they have automatically qualified for there is the zone. So within the few fixtures that have remained include Idiofe playing Ombachi at Idiofe Boys. Then today, our fixtures include Vara Boys that will be playing a Muni Soccer Club at Ruakoa PTC. Then tomorrow, we'll have Anyafio playing Idiofe at Ozu Primary School. We'll have Ombachi play Tanganyika at Barifa, exactly the game I was talking about. And then Tuesday, Muni Soccer Club will play Tiger Stars at Muni Primary. Then we'll also see Anyafio. On the same Tuesday, we'll see Anyafio play. There is Ombachi at Ozu Primary. And then Ombachi Soccer Club will play Abizadi at Barifa in there. And then classification games and finals, of course, will also go down on Sunday. Remember, next Sunday, not this one where today is a Friday, then tomorrow is a Saturday, then Sunday. No, there are still other clubs that have about 2 or 1 games to go for them to close in their season in there from basically the Southern Zone. So I've given you the fixtures that, of course, are remaining for some of these people to close in down there. So basically on Sunday, that will be 5th May 2024 in the Northern Zone. Will have a classification games where position number 2 of Northern Zone will play position number 2 of course Southern Zone. So in that, meaning position number 2 is Nyaya Jiako that will play Vara Boys on Sunday in the classification games to see to it that actually they get the 3rd position. Classification is okay, playing for 3rd position. Well, get the 3rd position, and the winner in the classification games, that is Nyaya, will play Vara, unless otherwise the teams behind them here get to close up. These classification games will definitely determine the 3rd and 4th person to follow in the 1st and 2nd clubs that will finish in there to join them in the zones. And then the same day, after the classification games have been played, remember these games this time around will be down here at Mvarakoa PTC, just near National TV head offices. And then the same day, Sunday, there is a 5th May 2024, we'll have Northern Zone play Southern Zone position number 1. Meaning in all this, will have Arua Airfield play there is a Daystar to ascertain the overall winner for fourth league division games, Arua City. All these games will be on Sunday 5th down here. It's Arua Core PTC. We'll first start in the morning with the classification games, and then definitely we'll be crossing over to after the classification games, we'll be having the finals in there. Leaving that aside, there is fourth league. Crossing now to regional league. Regional league has taken in a toll. Every other person is fighting. It's also had at the other side, we are seeing teams fighting. It's between a Total that wants to finish in position number 1. Araka is equally also fighting, or Dramchako is equally also fighting. So the competition is very tense at the other zone, Nile zone. And then whereas in Nyagaki zone, the competition is also getting more stiff and better. In Nyagaki zone, basically, there are a few games that are remaining to close up. And remember, Regional League also closes up this very weekend, where we'll be seeing a lot of teams also tussling it out. And the teams that finish top will go in for playoffs in there. There is a Nyagaki zone, we have by the Black Angels that are sitting on top of the table, and then of course closely being followed by Pakwach Youngsters. And remember, both Pakwach Youngsters and by the Black Angels have their last games this very Saturday. For Pakwach Youngsters, they will be traveling to there is a Pandru Stadium, home of Alpha Rising Stars, if you like. You can actually call them Leah. And then, of course, that is on tomorrow. Pakwach Youngsters will be traveling to the border over Uganda, crossing over to there is a Congo. So basically, Pakwach Youngsters will be in Panduru tomorrow playing. There is Alpha Rising Stars, if you like, you can call them Leah. Whereas the Black Angels will play home at Barukuru. And then Arua City will go to Arua District to play. There is a Kuluva Rainbow in a Hospital View Arena. So Arua City travels away to there is a Kuluva, and Kuluva will sit home. So a lot of dangerous clashes here ahead of the closure of there is a regional league in tomorrow there. Very tough fixtures, and of course we'll be following equally. We'll follow very closely most of these games and be able to, of course, bring to you how, of course, the games turn around to the results in there. Will also bring you the results that will go down in there. And then leaving, we started with fourth league, and then crossed to regional league, and then basically we'll be coming to discuss Bet Power Big League. Bet Power Big League, of course, has fixtures that are coming through. The table is taking shape. It's becoming very interesting. The difference between position number 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is very slim. Very, very slim. You'd find that the positions keep oscillating. Anytime this time around you lose one game, you are sinking. The other person behind you gets to win one game, they are climbing on top of the table. They are getting better and better every other day. Remember, Bet Power Big League fixtures are starting in tomorrow, Saturday, where we'll be having Mbale Heroes will be playing. There is a Calvary tomorrow, and Calvary travels to Mbale Municipal Stadium tomorrow. Calvary is away, and remember, Calvary sits in position number 10 over there is a Bet Power Big League. It's quite very unfortunate for them. They have been unable to win a few of their previous games. I think around 3 or 2. They've even lost in all 3 points at home. Back in Yumbe, you literally wouldn't understand whatever it is that is happening with Midigo Calvary in there. It's quite a very bad one for them to see them sinking and sinking each time they play in games. They fail to win, they fail to get the 3 points and all that. So it's quite a very bad one for there is a Calvary. Tomorrow they have a fixture away to there is Mbale Municipal Stadium, and then Sunday there are a couple of games, around 5 games that will go down on Sunday within the fixtures of Bet Power Big League. On Sunday we'll have Chugezi Homeboys playing. There is Ginger North United at Mbale. At Chugezi Homeboys will of course travel to Ginger North United. This game will be played at Kabale. Municipal Stadium. Ginger travels to Chigezi. And then Kataka will host, there is Karo Karunji Football Club. These are fixtures for Sunday. Yeah? Chigezi Homeboys host Ginger North at Kavale Municipal Stadium. And then Kataka Football Club hosts, there is a Karunji, a football club at Mbale Municipal Stadium. And then Onduparaka Football Club, that has been having a good run lately, will host Lugazi Football Club at Greenlight Stadium, Arua City. And then Chetume Football Club will host Boma at there is an Achisunga Saza grounds. And then Blacks Power will of course host a Police Football Club at Akibwa Stadium. These games of course will definitely go down on Sunday. And with the biggest of course in those that sit in the top 5, of course Police playing in Blacks Power, Boma playing in Chetume, Lugazi coming home to there is Onduparaka, and Karo Karunji, Kataka, and all that. So basically these are very huge fixtures in there. I want to look at these fixtures one by one. Mbale Heroes tomorrow hosting, there is Calvary. Tomorrow, of course, is Saturday, starting with we only have one fixture tomorrow on there is the scoreboard. Mbale Heroes will be hosting, there is Calvary. It's quite hard for Calvary to win this game. Mbale Heroes literally does not lose points when they're home. Much as they are being faced with issues over their head coach that parted ways with them. But trust me, without their head coach, Mbale Heroes is good to go in here. Because one, they are home. They have the 12-man squad, that is the fan base, and they will be playing Calvary that sits in position number 10. Calvary that is not doing so well. Whatever it is, Calvary, this is Calvary that has basically, by the way, been doing so well. So whatever it is that is happening with Calvary, we all don't know, and we pray for the better for them, that they can contain themselves in the league, that they don't sink in the red zone, because this time around, like Adale Red said, we'll be looking into there is the table standings as the minutes also roll by. You literally be able to see that in the table standings, the competition is very stiff. The difference between you and the person ahead of you and the person behind you is very stiff. It accumulates to 1 point, one game. Sometimes even this game, if the person behind you wins it and you lose out yours, this person gets to go 2 points gap ahead of you, or even 3-4. So basically it's quite very stiff. So this time around I am seeing really the odds favoring there is Mbale Heroes, because Calvary will be traveling. And then on Sunday, Chigezi Homeboys are playing Ginger North. It's going to be a very tough one. And then Kataka playing a Karo Karunji. Of course, Kataka is home. They literally also don't normally lose in points when they are home. It's quite going to be a very tough one for there is Ginger North to pick in points from Mbale Municipal Stadium, from the hands of Kataka. And then Onduparaka playing Lugazi is also a very hard game. Lugazi is training so hard. Onduparaka is also training so hard. Yesterday I was able to attend the training of Onduparaka. Every other person is available for selection into the hands of Ahmed Bowini, and then his colleague coach player, there is Samson Sizo Kuti, is equally also around for training. I was able to see Boy Fazilino in for training. De Brian, I think, will be off because he's for exams. He's a student at, I think, Bugema University. And then talking about Simba, he was around for training yesterday. A lot of boys in for training, by the way, ready for selection on Sunday ahead of Lugazi. So Onduparaka being home, first of all, they have in the 12-man squad that little bit of shining star that normally brings in wins, especially when a team is home. So basically, it's going to be a little bit hard for Lugazi in this Sunday fixture. The best Lugazi can pick on Sunday is a draw, but I don't literally see also that coming, because at the rate of which Onduparaka is playing, they have been winning in most of the games. The most recent one before they take on Lugazi tomorrow was a very far trip to there is the Western, where they went and played. They went there and collected in all other 3 points. So basically, it's going to be a little bit hard for there is a Lugazi to beat Onduparaka, who sits at home on Sunday. And then Chetume Chetume playing Boma. Boma this time around has also been on and off. Chetume completely is also off. So it's going to be a tough one. Both teams will be wanting to play to get in all the 3 points, to see to it that they get back to their winning ways. They can better in their positions in the table standings, because the competition now is stiff. Everyone wants to climb to the biggest star of football in Uganda. There is at times Uganda Premier League in there. So basically, it's a little bit tough for teams now. So Chetume playing Boma is going to be a very tough one. And then Blacks Power sitting home to Police. Recently, Blacks Power traveled away and they played Boma 3-3. First half ended 3-0. We saw Blacks Power being beaten in there, but they came back big and better and did close up all the 3 goals that they did close up all the 3 goals that they had conceded in there. So it was quite a very good one for there is a Blacks Power to see to it that they shared spoils in there when they traveled away. This time around on Sunday, they will sit home at Akiba. Are we seeing them also winning in and all that and bettering their positions on the table standings? Sitting in position number 1, we have Police that has 44 points, and then position number 2 has Lugazi Football Club that has 40 points. I hope you're now understanding when I said the table is very stiff. From a position number 6, actually from position number 8 up to position number 1, the point gap is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Literally, if you look at like from position number 8, you see that it is 33, 34, 35, 37, 40, 44. So in big league, the position is getting the table and the positioning is getting very tough. And in the table standings, in position number 1, you have Police that has 44 points. Position number 2 has Lugazi Football Club that has 40 points. And then position number 3 has Kataka Football Club that has, of course, 40 points. And then position number 4 has Mbale Heroes that has 37 points, 2 points shy to catch up. There is the biggest rivals, Kataka. And then in position number 5, we have Wunduparaka Football Club that has 35 points, 2 points shy to catch up with there is Mbale Heroes. And then Chiinda Boys sits in position number 6. They have 35 points, same with there is Wunduparaka Football Club. There, of course, sits in position number 5. And I think the only difference is the goals. And then in position number 7, we have Blacks Power that has 34 points. Position number 8 has Boma that has 33 points. And then position number 9 has a Chigezi Homeboys that has 30 points. And then Calvary sits in position number 10 and they have 24 points together with Karunji that sits in position number 11 with also 24 points. And then Chetume sits in position number 12. Of course, this is where now the red zone starts. Chetume sits in position number 12 with, of course, 20 points. And then 18 points is Ginger North United that sits in position number 13. And then position number 14 has Young Elephants that has 12 points. And then lastly is Ndeje that, of course, we did see only playing there is a first round, and they withdrew and said that they could not continue with a second round, basically due to financial constraints in there. So we did see Ndeje of course withdrawing in there. There were games that, of course, also went down in there is Star Times Uganda Premier League. Their fixtures there are coming up tomorrow and Sunday. And then there were games that were played yesterday. Some of the results and the fixtures will come to you after halftime. And of course, we'll be sliding off for a very short commercial break. Don't you go away. Don't you touch that dial. Keep it glued to West Nile TV because we are here to light up the region for you. When we return, we'll start up with Uganda Premier League. Don't you go away. We're off for a break.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back from a very brief commercial break. My name is Susie, your host, and of course my colleague host and my colleague Pandit, there is Fudribo Owen, is of course out for official duty in there that gets to leave me, Susie, in the house as a lone striker. And of course we saw time 2 to 3, we're always here Mondays to there is a Saturdays, and today is a Friday edition where we get to break down everything within our sports in for you there. And literally mani bio diare kini kiosi ameda rijodo abo mandro adule ma colleague amansa dra rizuri berandru ayo iri amve for official duty baba ni official duty yolu practice ngonia baka niongoni yani whichever way you decide to understand it. And amedoted ndesa rosi askuna meni sa drajade ati udu aloni jizu kuzu uduezi ani dozu saro peresoro misedenlo wana wado sa pipi alode maliadi amemeni yo woro ti olimangulu niya madriatiti ledi kani mpira bantu pasiria bani obedrisiria kani azini diabo mve rugby ni ba daledi ni ba bondi arurikiba azini ti diabo eronve basketball ni ba irogba dini andranzi nyira si ba faze ogba ba yo bounce the ball high basketball baba ni ogba la then ba vini jiri soneta zi ring malia kile netball vure leda basketball ni then ungu iyisaza mutkonju za bala siringoni gari kipiedre yedi amaoro ernze yedi alenia abani afadaye onzuria dia abala zini yovuti by the way pakwachia beronve aya Babylon Kingdom onvelu bratizingonia. Okay, Kari, yes. Kari aluruvure ma Queen Mother ni ye, of course afa wada do organizing. Eliazer spikili nrari maybe ni andradi atengwa vane biadi aitekeni ile dese iria mutengwa pa kwatia te amani opa kwachidi abewechunia duimube binuno wazo wabibedi pa kwach kanenu kopo pa minu bimu muchiti merei pa kwach this time around gibekteru ni kago ni danu mutia ijonam danu mu paidha nebi chikchiki gizo gichi chokerei pa kwach kanenunia gitid gibin kanenu kakopo pa minu ubimu uchibedu activities le muchiti merei pa kwach ringu gari gi amoku gilongu ni sacre si royalty endizo igunia kado ngurengo neno wa angatinede mubi kado number chelde gizo gibi migigi awards ma orumu kado no ubedu kopo pa ubimu ubedi luo grounds inebi ento pa oruma uchibedu duimu binu no duimira beach uchibedu ipakwach ena uchibedu don kopo pa min ubimu uzo ubin wajolu uchichiki West Nile TV de bechibedu kacha ento activities no gizo gichibedu de live iwe West Nile TV nyingati Suzy tinati otkai ankenda pienia Jarimpara no uti out for official duty kuno official duty gilonga ngo kudoga alure wachapu mandie asa bora endong wachi daradara sa abungwe nento mandie sa mawachako wachake ku local stories kadong wabini I national stories ento wachi of course wachi daro iwe international stories akawoni yeni wachi nenu wachi achikeliri stories mutie iwi Uganda Premier League manya woro mpira moku gitugere I Uganda Premier League ento mupira magitugu manya woro obedu magitugu manya woro obedu Bright Stars ku KCCA Gaddafi de manya woro utugu Villa Nek Cheng utugu Bull Express ugamu makereku Airtel Chitara Maroons de ugamu utugu Vipers itugu pa Maroons ku Vipers me wadogu wanenu ni atugue udare acheli we achel kadong Express ku Chitara ugoyo Express rio we achel Nek ku Bull Nek ugamu goyo Bull de iwi achiel ku 0 kadong Gaddafi de utugu Villa gamuloyo Gaddafi 1-0 and then Bright Stars and KCCA mpira ye tugere Manyaworu wagamwane nya Manyaworu jogie gizo tugu ario they shared spoils in there and then today mpira de bechiberutie wachineno Busoga gichitugu wachiso Giants kadong Barara City de bechitugu UPDF. These are some of the fixtures in there is a sometimes UPL today where we'll be seeing Busoga play. There is our Chiso Giants and then Barara City will be of course playing Barara City will be playing Barara City will be playing UPDF in there today at exactly 4 p.m. These are some of the games that of course will go down in there. Yesterday, surprisingly, Muhammad Shaban, that of course now sits on top of on top of the top scorers of the season, got to score a goal into his names in there. That of course now makes the Premier League top scorer sheet very, very tough. Much as yesterday Kessia played a 2 all-time draw. They played 2-2, but in the 2-2 goals there, Muhammad Shaban was able to register his name onto there is the scoreboard. Now in the top scorers, sometimes you got a Premier League season 2023-2024, we have Muhammad Shaban Jagason, who plays for Kessia with now 15 goals, and then we have Nelson Senkantuka with 13 goals, and then Fred Amako Maroons, who has 12 goals, and then Isaac Wangoina, who has 12 goals, and then Dennis Omedi Chitara also has 12 goals, and then in 10 goals we have Alex Chitata, who plays for Bull, 10 goals, and then on 9 we have Bang Cromwell Rothumio, who plays for NEC. He has 9 goals, and then Henry Chitegenyi has 8 goals, and then Patrick Jonah Kakande also has 8 goals. Then Kenneth Chimera, 7 goals. Ashraf Mugume, 7 goals. Jude Semugabi, 6 goals. Living Gabon, also 6 goals. Remember, the coach player of Verizon Duparaka Football Club, by the way, Samson Siso Kuti now has 9 goals to his names. I wonder how he has not featured in this, or if the names there are only for players. But I thought for any other person that gets to score goals, the name appears there. Samson Siso Kuti, the head coach of Onduparaka Football Club, also now has 9 goals to his names. He is chasing in very, very closely his mates like Marco Fred, who plays for Marines, and also Muhammad Shaban, who now has 15 goals. Everyone is rushing. It's also hard to see to it that they win themselves the golden boot. And then leaving that story there, there are fixtures in international football. The fixtures that will of course come in tomorrow in there is the English Premier League Saturday 27th April. We'll be seeing a Fulham on early kick of 4 p.m. Fulham of course will be taking on Crystal Palace. Manchester United will be taking on Burnley. Newcastle will face Sheffield United. Wolves will take on Luton Town. Everton will play there is a Brentford, and then Aston Villa Everton will play Brentford, and then Aston Villa will take on Chelsea. And then on Sunday, 28th April, we'll be seeing Bournemouth taking on Brighton. Tottenham will take on Arsenal, and then Nottingham Forest will take on Manchester City in there. Very tough games that will be coming through. And in these fixtures, West Ham Liverpool tomorrow. I'm looking Liverpool going past West Ham because recently they dropped in points in there. If you look at Liverpool, they have dropped in points. We literally thought maybe the competition now, people had forgotten about Manchester City. They had written off Manchester City. People were looking at a very stiff competition between there is a team Arsenal and Liverpool. But then recently, Arsenal won in their games, added the number of goals, 5. They did beat or humiliate Chelsea, 5-0. And then when we saw Manchester City, they also did play an average display. And then when it came to Liverpool, that were supposed to bridge in the point gaps to around, I think, 7 or something of that. They're supposed to bridge in the points gaps between them and Arsenal. We did see Liverpool dropping in points. They were beaten in there. So basically, people thought that Liverpool was going to be a big threat to there is Arsenal in the title chase or in the title race, but then Liverpool also lost in points the other time. So in tomorrow's game, Liverpool literally be wanting to see that they get in all the 3 points against West Ham to get back into the title race. And then at Fulham, Crystal Palace, it's going to be a very tough one. I am seeing Crystal Palace go past. There is Fulham. Manchester United and Burnley. We recently did see Manchester United, even amidst their kwara performance, they've not been doing so well. Manchester United, you'll see them losing here, and then in the next game they are drawing, and then another game they are just there dilly-dallying around and all that. So the problems have been accumulating on Erik ten Hag. Each day he's not winning games. You wonder the squad he puts across. Every other person is just there like they're gambling their position and all that. So Manchester United, in the most recent games, they did beat their colleagues 4-2, even after conceding in the first goal from some silly mistake that Onana did do in there. So basically Manchester United will be seeing closely that also they go past Burnley to see to it that they get they better in their positions. And then Newcastle are playing in Sheffield United. It's going to be a very tough one. Wolves, Luton. These two teams are all slippery. You don't know which one is winning what at any time, but they always give in a running nose to the Giants. They beat in Giants. They give them hard times. But now when they play themselves like that, they're just there also putting in average display. And all that everyone is playing, I don't care, and all that. So I am seeing a draw here, Wolves and Luton, and then Everton, Brentford, and Aston Villa, Chelsea, and then Manchester City, Nottingham Forest. These ones will be on Sunday. We'll do in-depth analysis about the Sunday games tomorrow. Of course, where we'll sit on and play Arsenal. Bournemouth will play Brighton, and Nottingham Forest will play in Manchester City down there. Of course, these games are going to be very tough games, and literally the season is getting to a close-up. Every other person, of course, is seeing to it that they are close up to see that they finish in better position so that they get to cross to either Champions League, FA, and all that. So basically, it's getting tough and tough in all leagues. By the fourth league division game is closing up, regional league is closing up, a big league is closing up, sometimes Uganda Premier League is closing up, even English Premier League is closing up. So everyone wants to close up to see to it that they have a better position. They finished up. That was all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. And the man behind this, there is Mr. Bonnie. Thank you so much. I salute you and every other person, wherever you're catching us from. Keep it glued to West Nile TV. Up next is the Movie Hour. Have a very blessed weekend.